I will start here from scratch. So I use new simulation which I create as a default layer stack, and then I can specify the layout of my OLED stack, and I start adding some more layers. So the surrounding is air, and then there is the glass substrate of 500 microns in thickness, and then the ITU top electrode, TAPC as a whole transport layer, the emission layer and its thickness, and the electron transport layer, which is here is the ALQ3, and then finally the aluminum bottom electrode. And now, as I said, we will start first perform optical simulation, and for that purpose I have to enable the emission module, and then I have to provide optical material data for the different layers. So for the glass, I use a constant refractive index of 1.5, and this is treated as non-absorbing. So the extension coefficient is 0, and the layer is treated as much thicker than the wavelength of light. So for the other layers, I load the NK data from files in the database of SATPOS. So I navigate to that the respective NK file for all the different material I add import from the database. This comes with every extensive database for all kind of OLED and also for OPB materials, the electronic materials. But of course, the user can also specify his own either major data or data taken from the literature. Next, we have to specify the emitters. So we enable here the emitter in the emission layer. Also, now we have to give now the emission files and spectrum. We use this IRPP3Y spectrum, photoluminescence spectrum, and then we have to specify the distribution of emitting dipoles. We use here a delta distribution in the center of emitter layers and as a custom dipole orientations. The conversion efficiency is set to 1 and the quantum efficiency is 0.9. Now we can rename the simulations to OLED minus optical something like. It's very fast the calculation. We immediately see here this bright green color that is emitted. But you can also check the stack, the performance parameter in the key figures like luminance, current efficiency, luminous efficacy, or the EQ assuming a Lambertian angular distribution of emission, because so far we did not specify any angle. So this is done at the normal emission angle. The density is the delta distribution that we have specified, and if you look at the emission spectrum, we can directly compare it to the intrinsic PL spectrum and see there is some deviation in the spectral shape due to the impact of cavity or the layer stack. So now we will start looking into the impact of the different stack design parameter. So for instance, the thickness of ETL, and to do this parameter variation, I enable the sweep mode. So this is the mode where you can do the parameter variation easily. Now I check here the layer properties, and set ALQ3 thickness. I vary from 1 to 141 nanometer instead of 10 nanometers. Now I can rename it again with the ETL sweep, and then run the simulations. Now if look at the emissions as a function of the wavelength and ETL thickness, we can see that we have here a clear maximum. So this is a tuned, and in terms of color we can see there is some shift from green to yellow when you go away from the tuned state, and this is maximum. Also you can find the radiance in order to investigate this further. We can do a mode analysis. So in the emission setting we use the spectral mode, which is default. We can go to the mode analysis and then look at the different loss channels where the emitted power goes. That I performed these simulations already, so we can directly look at the results. For instance, the stack average contributions. So here you have the different contribution to the power loss, and the red is the outcoupled. And indeed we have the maximum of this contribution at around 60 nanometer. But there is a lot of loss from different contribution. For instance, substrate guided or absorption loss, guide mode, and a very important part for evanescent decoupled, and some small non-radiative loss. So we now come to the full optoelectrical electronic simulation of the OLED. So we use the same layer stack, but now we consider also transport of charge carrier and excitons. In order to do that, I have to enable the drifted diffusion module here in addition to the emission module. And this means that I have to specify electronic property starting with the electrode. So here I set the ITO as electrode, and I have to specify the boundary condition. In this case, this is a thermonic type electrode with a work function of 5.1 electron volt. And then here the aluminum is the bottom electrode, and then the work function is 4.5, or we can set 3.3 something electron volt. And layer in the between, now we have to set the semiconducting, and again we have to provide the material data, in this case electrical material data. Also we can import from the data file, that is EL file in this case. So for ALQ3 and for the emission layer we can import it, and for whole transport layer we can import the electrical material. Now I have here all these things, electrical material parameter that I need to use for different drifted diffusion simulation, as a HUMO-LUMO level, effective density of state, dielectric constant, also the mobility, and electron and a hole, which is given as a constant model here. Now I can go to my emitter property and change the distribution of the so dipole to the exciton coupled, we enlist the actual exciton distribution. So we have to now specify the exciton, and for that I go to the semiconducting here, and I have to enable the excitons and add a exciton populations with a proper radiative decay. So I choose 1 per nanosecond, and generation efficiency equal to 1 again. So now the generation efficiency is specifying the exciton property, and so I can use this exciton, which is automatically taken because it's the only one. So the emission is now coupled to the excitone property. Now I have to also set the bias voltage at which the emission is computed, and well, actually the whole drift diffusion problem is solved. Specify some other solver setting for the drift diffusion run. Then I rename it to the full OLED simulation and run it. Now it is also very fast. We can still have the nice green color. You can see here from the color diagram. But now we have, in the addition to the optical property, we have some electronic property. For instance, we can now look at the actual excitone profile and we find that it looks well. Not very much like the one specified in the optical simulations. But we have something like a split emission zone. So the excitone density accumulated at the boundary of emission layer. And now, so this was at one single bias voltage, but we can compute the full characteristics at different bias using swap function. So I enable swapping function and set the voltage here. So this is swap from 1 to 5 volt in a step of 0.2. Now I run the simulation. Now we find that here the current, this current voltage characteristic, which is here turn on at 2 volt. We can also swap different electrical parameter of the structure. To which we have now access. So we can replace, for instance, the sweep over voltage by a sweep over the excitone properties. So I choose here to the electrical material property of excitone in the emitter. For example, non-radiative decay rates. So for this was 0 so far. Now I can, for instance, sweep it from 10 to -4 to 1 per nanosecond. So this is correspond to the radiative lifetime. Now I do this in a log mode, so 1 per decade, and I run the simulations. The current of course doesn't change, but if you look at this graph, there is drastic decrease of this internal quantum efficiency. So performance parameter when approaching the radiative lifetime with the non-radiative decay rates. So we can also sweep other electrical properties. So not excitonic but electronic quantities. So for instance, sweeping over the mobility of the electron in the ETL layer. Here I choose the ETL layer, and in the electric material, the mobility. From a very low mobility to rather high mobility. Also in a log scale. Now I run the job. And again we find a drastic impact to the internal quantum efficiency. But also other performance parameters such as luminance. For more information, please contact on this email ID and mobile number. Thank you.